Welcome to The Behavior Code, the podcast that decodes the surprising psychology behind why we do what we do. I'm your host, Maria.
And I'm Gabriel. It's great to be back.
Okay, Gabriel, I have a question for you. When was the last time you asked someone, "How are you?" and they didn't say the word busy?
Honestly, I can't remember. It's the default answer now, isn't it? Oh, just busy, swamped, crazy busy.
Exactly. It's like we're all running this invisible marathon that we never signed up for. But here's the thing that gets me and what we're talking about today. Most people aren't actually that productive. They're just busy.
Right. Busyness has become this weird status symbol, a badge of honor. If you're not busy, you must not be important. You must not be doing much with your life.
But, and this is the paradox, the truly successful people, the ones who are actually making huge moves and getting things done, they often seem to have the most free time. They're not the ones complaining about being swamped. It's a modern invention, this reverence for busyness. If you look back a few hundred years, leisure was the mark of status. Having free time meant you were successful. Now it's the opposite. We've completely flipped the script.
That is the core of it. They've cracked a code that most of us haven't, and that code is what we're diving into today. Today's episode is titled, "This is Why You're Stuck." We're exploring the psychology of why we pretend to be busy and how it's holding us back from the lives we actually want.
So let's start with that big idea, busyness as a status symbol. Where does that come from, psychologically?
Well, it taps into a fundamental human need, the need to feel important, to feel needed. When you tell someone, "I'm busy," what you're really saying is, "I am in demand. My time is valuable. People need me."
Right, it's a social signal. We assume that if someone is busy, they must be successful. Their calendar is packed, so they must be doing important things. It's a shortcut our brains take.
And we all play into it. We perform busyness for each other. But the problem is, it's often a complete illusion. It's a false indicator of success. You can fill 16 hours a day with stuff and not actually move forward 1 inch.
That leads to a really powerful idea I read. People don't actually want more free time. They think they do, but what they really want is to feel important.
That's it. That is absolutely it. If you gave most people an extra 4 hours a day, they wouldn't spend it on deep, meaningful pursuits. They'd fill it with more busyness, more errands, more scrolling, more low-value tasks. Because an empty calendar feels threatening. It suggests you're unimportant.
It's a shield against a fear of irrelevance. Wow, okay, so that's the why we want to feel important. But let's dig into the what. What is the actual difference between being busy and being productive? Because they feel similar, but they're worlds apart.
Yeah, this is the crucial distinction. Being busy is about volume. It means you have many tasks. Your to-do list is a mile long. You're constantly in motion, reacting to things.
Okay, so that's busy. What's productive?
Being productive is about impact. It means you're doing a few very important tasks. You're proactive, not reactive. You're focused on outcomes, not on activity.
I think a lot of modern work life is designed to make us feel busy, but not productive. Like email, you can spend an entire day clearing your inbox, and at the end of it, you feel exhausted, like you've worked so hard.
What, have you actually moved your most important project forward? Probably not. You've just been playing defense. The same goes for back-to-back meetings, instant messages, all these things that feel like work, but they're not progress. They're just activity.
It's a trap because those small tasks, they give you a little dopamine hit. Oh, I answered an email. Check. I went to that meeting. Check. It feels good. It feels like you're accomplishing something.
And it's also a fantastic way to avoid the real work, the difficult, ambiguous, important work that actually leads to a breakthrough. It's much easier to fill your day with busy work than to sit down and face a blank page or a complex problem.
There's a quote that fits this perfectly. You can be busy all day and still move nowhere. It's like running on a treadmill. Lots of effort, lots of sweat, but you end up in the exact same spot.
Exactly. So let's break down the psychology even more. We've got a list of the core psychological reasons people pretend to be busy, even to themselves.
Okay, hit me.
All right. Number one, we've touched on to feel important. It's the ego boost.
Number 2, to avoid responsibility. Oh, I'd love to help with that, but I'm just swamped. It's the ultimate get out of jail free card.
Yes. And number three, which we just talked about, to avoid deep work. Busyness is a shield against the mentally taxing effort required for real breakthroughs.
Number 4 is subtle, to feel productive. It's not about being productive, it's about chasing the feeling of it. Ticking boxes feels good even if the boxes are meaningless.
Number five, to impress others. This is the performance aspect. We want our boss, our colleagues, our friends to see us as hardworking and indispensable.
Ooh, number 6 is a big one, to justify not chasing your goals. I really want to write a book, but I just don't have the time. Busyness becomes the perfect excuse for letting your dreams die.
That's a painful one because it's so true. Then there's number seven, a genuine fear of free time. If you're not busy, you're left alone with your thoughts, and for many people, that is a very scary place to be. They don't know what to do with stillness.
And finally, number 8, it becomes your identity. You're not a person who happens to be busy, you are a busy person. It's who you are. Taking that away feels like you're losing a part of yourself.
When you put it all together like that, it's a powerful cocktail of ego, fear, and habit. And society just reinforces it at every turn.
Yeah, let's talk about that. The broader culture, hustle culture, the rise and grind mentality, it's everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. We glorify burnout. People post on social media about working 18-hour days as if it's a mark of virtue. It's seen as dedication, as passion. But really, a lot of the time, it's just inefficiency and a lack of boundary.
And on the flip side, rest is perceived as laziness. If you take a nap or go for a walk in the middle of the day or just stop, there's this cultural guilt attached to it. You feel like you should be doing something.
It's led to this bizarre social dynamic. I read this line and it stopped me in my tracks. People don't compete over happiness, they compete over who is busier.
Wow. Say that again?
People don't compete over happiness, they compete over who is busier. Think about it. At a dinner party, you don't hear people bragging about how much free time they have or how relaxed they are. You hear them one-upping each other's stress levels. Oh, you think your week was crazy?
That's so true. It's a race to the bottom where the prize is exhaustion. It's completely backwards, which brings us back to that initial point. The most successful people are not busy. They've opted out of this race entirely.
They're not busy, they're focused. They're not busy, they're effective. So, how do they do it? What are their strategies?
Okay, well, the first and maybe the most obvious one is delegation. They understand they cannot and should not do everything themselves. They hire people who are better than them at specific tasks and get out of the way.
Right, and they focus relentlessly on high-value tasks. They instinctively know the 20% of activities that will generate 80% of the results, and that is where they live. Everything else is a distraction.
They also protect their time like a fortress. Their calendar isn't open for anyone to just drop a meeting into. Access to them is limited and controlled. They understand that their time is their most valuable asset.
Which means, and this is a superpower, they say no constantly. They say no to almost everything. Opportunities, requests, meetings. If it doesn't align with their primary focus, the answer is a swift, guilt-free no.
It's because they're playing a different game. Busy people work on small tasks. Productive, successful people work on big decisions. Their job isn't to do the work, it's to make the 1 or 2 key decisions that will set the direction for everyone else.
Boils down to a concept about wealth and time. Rich people buy time. Poor people sell time. Busy people are constantly selling their time for small returns. Successful people use their resources to buy back their time so they can invest it in high-value decisions.
Okay, so if we're trying to spot this in the wild, or more importantly, trying to become more like this ourselves, what are the signs? What are the telltale signs of someone who is actually productive, not just busy?
Great question. Let's make a checklist. Sign number one, they don't talk about being busy. It's almost a rule. Ask them how they are, and they'll tell you what they're excited about or what they're working on. They don't wear busyness as a badge.
Number 2, they respond slowly. They are not chained to their email. An immediate response from them is rare. This shows they're working on their own schedule, not reacting to the world's demands.
Number 3, they focus on very few things. You'll notice their energy and conversation is always directed at one or two major projects or goals. They have extreme clarity.
Number 4, as we said, they say no often. They are comfortable disappointing people in the short term to achieve their long-term goals.
Number 5 is my favorite. They have thinking time scheduled in their calendar, literally blocks of time with no agenda other than to think, to strategize. Who does that? Productive people.
I love that. Okay, number 6, they don't attend unnecessary meetings. They are ruthless about guarding their calendar. If a meeting doesn't have a clear agenda and purpose, they will not be there.
Number 7, they often work in silence. They disappear. They turn off notifications, they go into a cave, and they do the deep work without distraction. You might not hear from them for hours or even days.
And the final sign, number 8, they produce results, not activity. At the end of the day, you can point to something tangible they created, a decision they made, or a milestone they hit. You don't just see the motion, you see the forward movement.
That list is a blueprint, really. A blueprint for how to shift from being a busy person to a productive one.